Thrustmaster. 5500. Rework. Rotate.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Good to see everybody on this Monday morning here in North Texas, coming at you from the V1 HQ. I hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in with me today. It's been over a week since we had to go live. Sorry I had to cancel this stream last week, guys. Something came up. Basically, I had to do, we had a babysitter cancel on us, and then it created some stuff. So I had to stay home with the kiddos, and couldn't get the stream out to you last week. Then I went on a nice little 3-day trip. Got to keep up, got to show you some of my members, what was going on with that. Got to do a little sound comparison. I kind of like that little short video, because now I want to get into Phoenix, and we're going to test that same thing maybe tomorrow or later on this week. We're going to see the sound levels of the wind noise. For all my members, you know what I'm talking about. Everyone else, thank you so much for tuning in today. Tiger Dude, good to see you. Mike P, Fubar's in the house. Tyson, what's up, man? Caro is also in the house. Good to see you. Maze Shook, what's up, man? Looks like you'll be taking a long lunch to watch this. Awesome, man. Good to see you here. Welcome. Jeremy Harvey in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. Jeremy, I watched that video last night. Mentor pilot, Air France 447. I fell asleep right at the end, like probably the last third, so I got to rewatch that part. But I watched the first 2/3 of it. It was really well done. So, really good video. Thanks for showing me that. But yeah, he's got some great videos, man, no doubt. Dan86, good to see you, man. Aviation Blase, Jeff L, what's up, man? Good to see you. David Isaac is also in the house. Digital Merc and Scott and Puck the Fens 69. What's up, man? Welcome. Today's the NFL Teams Recovery Group meeting. Tyson, you're not kidding, man. You're not kidding. It was a tough weekend for us NFL football fans, for some of us anyway, me especially. At least the Cowboys were able to pull out a last-second victory over a nonsense team. But anyway, guys, we're in the PMDG 737-600 today, which is, oddly enough, it is one of my favorite little Boeings to fly. I know it's not very popular. The 600 isn't really flying with more than a handful of operators around the globe, but to me, it scratches the little itch for the, maybe like the 500s, the classic NG, the 300 that we don't have, you know, the stuff that we had in X-Plane with IXEG. This 600 kind of scratches the itch for me. I think the 600 is only like, I don't know, 10 feet shorter or 10 feet longer or something like that than a 400. US Airways operated 737-400s, which I actually flew on. I actually flew on one of their last 737-400s before they retired them. So this is kind of what we're recreating today. We're going to go from Detroit City over here, the beautiful I&I scenery, over to filthy Delphia, where I spent a nice afternoon there on my last trip. Always good to go back. Mike P is already starting off the chat with 5 gifted subs. Mike P, thank you so much, man, for your support. Can't thank you enough, dude. Really appreciate that. Guys, if you pick up a gifted sub for Mike P, make sure you shout him out and let him know that you're appreciative of that. Alberto D, good to see you, my friend. What's up? Rancooli and Romulus all checking in with the wings. Oh, I love it. Love to see those wings in the chat. What's up, man? Ailerons into the wind. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you on board. All right, guys, this is going to be my first time in the Boeing in quite some time, so I might be a little bit rusty. I'm going to be counting on you to help me get through this, but just look at this short little, I mean, you can't tell me that that's not a fun little rocket ship. You know, I know everybody loves the 800. The 700 is kind of the sporty version because that's the most popular out there right now. Excuse me, but there's something about this 600 that I love the look of it. I love the size of it. The no winglets out there on the tip. It's just awesome. So here we go. Let's fire up this airplane. Philadelphia, exactly. Hold on, what did I do wrong here? There we go. Had to set my brake. Okay, let's go up to the overhead. And, oops, that's not the overhead. There's the overhead. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. We'll go battery power on. And what we need to do is also, should we go straight to APU? No, let's go ahead and get some ground power. So I'm going to come down here. We're going to go FS actions, ground services, a request, ground power, connecting. So they're going to connect ground power. As soon as we get that, we'll go ahead and, I should have done that before the stream started. That's on me. So you're already starting off rusty. All right, ground power bus is on the line. Here we go. The Dash 600 has A319 vibes. I totally agree, Ricardo. I totally agree, man. I think maybe that's why I like it so much. And I've got sad news about my 319s. They are slowly being sold off. So I got to fly every 319 that I can while I can because I don't know how much longer they'll be around. All right, we're going to go chime to auto. Seatbelts is going to come on. And everything else looks good over here. We're going to keep the fuel pumps off. We're not starting the APU yet. Everything looks good. We'll go logo lights on, and we will go position lights into the on position. Everything else is off. That looks good there. Overhead, we're going to go straight to align nav. We're going to go heading STS over here. That looks good. Got your little flap testing, majigger things over here. All the stuff from 1930 that hasn't changed at all. We can see ground power as galley power is on by default. Okay, cool. On the 310, the galley power is off, which is kind of interesting. All right, everything else looks good on the overhead for now. Landing altitude, while we're up here looking at it, Philadelphia is like 10 feet. Our landing altitude is like 10 feet, so we'll just leave it at 0. I think that'll be close enough. Our cruise altitude today, we're filed at 34,000 feet. 340 is set. That looks good for now. We need a Phoenix 319. Oh my gosh, that would be absolutely fantastic. If we had a Phoenix 319, that would just be the icing on the cake. I said that earlier. I was like, all I want for Christmas is a Phoenix A319. So I'm rocking the old, like, you guys are like, why are you doing this kind of engine layout here? Oh, I gotta go ahead and stop this repeater on my stream over here. But this is, I'm trying to make this look as classic as we can with the classic situation, but apparently not. Okay, so I'm having an issue with a binding. I can tell when I hit this button that I feel like I'm moving a flap lever. Interesting. Okay, we'll get back to that. But you might get 319 Neo soon, though, Jeremy. Doubtful, man. I don't think the 319 Neo is going to take off at all, unfortunately. I think that's firmly going to be replaced by pretty much every operator out there with A220s. You know, I think A220s are going to take over that whole aspect, but We'll see. I'm going to come back here, get to the FMC. Let's start plugging away at this box. It looks like we're out of date. That's fine. Not a worry. Our reference airport is going to be Detroit. We're going to put that here. From there, we're going to next page to GPS left, and then we're going to bring that back, put it here, and we're going to go route Detroit to Philly, and we'll set it up from there. Merry Christmas, says Mike P. to all who got his gifted sub. That's fantastic. Thank you, Mike P. Man, really appreciate that. Very kind of you. Christmas is right around the corner. I got to say, I did enjoy flying this last trip. Flying around the holidays is my favorite time to fly. Everyone seems to be in a good mood. The terminals are bustling. The coffee's brewing. It's awesome indeed. All right, we're on the Pavel 2. What's the wind condition out here in Detroit? I didn't even check. Let's go ahead and pull a Detroit METAR here real quick. Winds are 010 at 4, basically not much. So if that, we don't have any ATC on, so with those winds, we're going to do the short taxi out. Let me pull up, I only have 10% charge on my real world iPad. You like those 220s, MacPot guy? I mean, they're okay. I wish the 319 would have held up, but I think that 220, the big one, I think the 220 can have a few more seats than the 319 if I'm not mistaken. So, but it has to be that big one. All right, Detroit, where we are at Echo 7-ish, we're going to depart 2 left. That'll be the shortest taxi out for us, so we're going to do that. Mateo Chewy, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. A little bit of a reunion here today. It's been a while since I've been live, so appreciate everyone tuning in. Pavel 2, and we're going out to the SB transition. Activate that. Yes, sir. We're going to arrow over. After SB, though, we're going to pick up a direct to Chardon, Charlie X-Ray Romeo, and then another direct to Elwood City, Echo Whiskey Charlie. We'll activate that. And then Johnstown. See, I know all these fixes now because this last trip I was on, I was up and down the East Coast pretty much the whole 3 days. So I got a good refreshment of the East Coast flying. Jeremy, I know you asked me a while back, do I like going back to Philadelphia since I was based there? Do I like the Philly airport? I got to tell you, when I was based in Philly, I absolutely hated it because it just meant that I was going to be delayed, miss my commute home, and it was always busy and crowded. But this is my first time that I've really been back for an extended amount of time, and I actually really enjoyed being back. It was quite nostalgic, walking through the terminals that I once slept in as a poor regional FO. So it was, it's good. I got all the Christmas decorations up and everything, so I did enjoy my time there. And just like Philly, we take off, so we get ready to, I'll tell you the story airborne. Basically, we waited 57 minutes from pushback to takeoff, but we'll get to that in a little bit. ILS 27 right for landing. We're going to do that off the Enzu transition, and we're coming down the Bojid 2 right here. And we're coming in from the Johnstown transition. So we're going to sync all of that up. I can tell you right now it's 108.95 IPDP 211 set in the barrow without even looking at charts because it just came, you do it years on end, ingrained into your memory. There's a 220-100 and a 220-300. 300 is most popular. Okay, Maze, that sounds about right. I think that 220 is going to be, I really do think it's going to take off here. I really, really do. We're going to go ahead and request boarding. They're going to do their thing. We're pretty much kind of set up on the outside. Let's see what happens here if they start bringing some passengers on. Matt Warren, thank you for the continued support, man. 7 months. Merry Christmas, Captain. Show flight deck to sim how it's done. Oh, whew. Well, that's asking an awful lot of me. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, but we're going to give him a run for his money. That's for sure here. We're going to give him a run for his money. And thank you for that, Matt Warren. Appreciate the support. Merry Christmas right back at you, my friend. I get to fly Phoenix to Mexico. Was that Mexico City? No, that's not Mexico City. What's MMZZ? I should know that. On Saturday, maybe VAAL real life op stream? Tyson, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny what you're talking about. So I've got this weird thing on my window. I wonder if that's from the old... That must be from the old livery. Maybe it's a livery update needs to be fixed. Mazatlan. Thank you, Tyson. I knew it was in Mexico City. Mazatlan. Mateo says 89 people have not hit the like button. Indeed. Have I flown to Boise in real life? Bill, yes, I have. Boise, Idaho, indeed. The 220 fits in a weird spot in between regionals and 737s and 320s, but it also has a 4,000 nautical mile range. Yeah, John, no, I do think the 220 it's going to fill a niche position in its role. But I think, depending on the airline, I really think the 220, what did May say? The big one is really going to be the 300. The 220-300 is really going to be the key in the U.S. You know, maybe some other airlines, the 100s and 200s might be of help, but in the U.S. and the way that the major airlines run their operations and then regional feeds, I think that 300 is going to slide right in there. Unfortunately, because I would have loved to seen 319 Neos. That would have been the ultimate. Would have loved to see 319 Neos. AJ Funari, welcome back to Commercial Pilot, my friend. Make sure you check out the latest shorts videos I uploaded on this last trip. Glad to have you on board, man. Welcome. Swarm indeed. Managed to find a place in the plant where I have good enough connection. Let's go, Maze. All right, let's do it. Let's fire up the APU while we get this going here as well. I think it's the left. Forward, aft? Is it the forward fuel pump? That's probably the aft fuel pump. It's probably the aft. So I also noticed something on my last trip, which I don't know if I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I've been totally oblivious to it, but I was on a brand new Neo, and on the fuel page, it actually shows you the status of the fuel pump for the APU. So when the master switch is off, it's amber. You turn on the master switch, that it turns green. I just didn't even. I guess I didn't pay attention enough. Didn't pay attention enough in ground school. Left aft. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, I'll switch it. 319U would have been real life cheat code. I agree, Dub. Joe Plains, tower at Ray. Where's Ray at? Where's Ray at, Joe Plains? I know that final approach fix. Thank you for joining the channel, becoming a member, man. Welcome on board. What do you think of the 318? 318 was cool, but it's obviously lost its well replaced by now. Al W, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. I thought Max Duggan should have won the Heisman. I really do. I know everyone voted for Caleb, but after seeing that TCU game when he literally put the team on his back and said, "We're going to go win this football game," even though they didn't end up winning, they took it into overtime. But I really thought it was an incredible shot. Flew to Anchorage last night in the Phoenix. Big snowstorm on approach. Had your first wind shear call out. Had to perform a go around. Was incredibly fun. Matt, good to hear it, man. I hope it all turned out well. Hope you had a successful go around. I got to approach. It was kind of weird. This time of year, you don't really get a lot of thunderstorm activity here in the central U.S. I mean, sometimes you do, but it's pretty rare. And yesterday, or what was it, Saturday, it was go-home day for me. And we didn't fly in hardly any weather this entire trip. Clearing a million, some light clouds, clearing a million. Last leg, go-home day, DFW, massive thunderstorm right on the final approach. Just massive, out of nowhere. Like this huge, it wasn't even a thunderstorm. It was like kind of like these small broken lines right on the final. So we had to do some zigging, zagging. I don't even know. We had to deviate around it. We eventually landed on the west side, 18 left, or 18 right. We landed on the west runway, 18 right, and added a little bit of time, but we got in. I saw on Mentor's video that the flight director command bars turn red sometimes. No, they don't do that in the 320. I don't know, Jeremy, I've never seen that on an Airbus. I don't know if that was his, maybe just some editing to like kind of reinforce what the flight director bars were. But to my knowledge, I have not seen flight director bars go red. Now, it could be a 330 thing, but I've never seen flight director bars go red on an Airbus. Kevin Thomas, what's up, man? Good to see you. Says, greetings from Vancouver. Nice. What you doing, watching you and doing my January bid? Oh, I just did mine yesterday. Hopefully I did it right. I had a bid off for Super Wildcard Weekend in January. But hopefully you have a good January schedule. Want to help me with PBS NavBlue? Man, honestly, Kevin, PBS NavBlue, like, the simpler you can make your bid, for me, in my experience, the better outcomes I get. Like, whenever I have a super complicated bid process on my NavBlue, I either screw it up somewhere or it just denies me everything and I get screwed. But best of luck, man. Phase 1. Welcome. Digital Merc says, do they change an alternate law 2? Digital Merc, that was also something I have not been aware of, alternate law 2. So the way I have been trained on the Airbus, and again, it could be different on the 330. Alternate law, while you can break it down into 1 or 2, the way we train is that alternate law is alternate law. We train to recognize alternate law. And then we're also trained to acknowledge, depending upon the failure that you have that puts you in alternate law, you may have certain things different, like roll control or these stability controls. Not all failures are the same, right? So depending on the failure, that could impact how the airplane flies. But that's how we're trained. We're trained to just recognize alternate law. Doesn't matter if we're in alternate law 1, alternate law 2. We don't separate it that way. We just say there's normal law, alternate law, direct law, mechanical backup, and then there's also unusual attitude law, or what is it? Abnormal recovery attitude. One of the ones. If you get an unusual attitude, so that could also be a difference in training, which is kind of interesting if you think about it, because those pilots failed to recognize they were in alternate law. And you think, well, maybe if less emphasis was put on, and this is purely me Monday morning quarterback spitballing. If you say, well, maybe if more emphasis was put on just recognizing alternate law instead of what alternate law you're in and making it more complicated, just, hey, recognize you're in alternate law. You have lost protections. Recognize that and acknowledge that. Maybe it had a different outcome, but again, that's just me spitballing Monday morning quarterback. I don't know if the 330 has a specific thing where it's like, hey, you have to know in your 330 type rating course, you need to know what alternate law 1 is, and you need to know what alternate law 2 is. For us, alternate law is alternate law. And you just have to be aware that depending on the failure, you could have different mechanical reactions to that failure, I guess, if that makes sense. Mateo says, do you think the 320 will eventually get retrofitted with 350? Yes, I do. Mateo, so that's what's going on right now. That's the whole point of FMS2 and H2 for the Honeywell users, is we are doing it. It's the one cockpit initiative from Airbus as we watch them finish up the loading process here. Basically what that means is they are trying to get the narrow-body Airbus as close as they can to the 350 cockpit. Now, will it ever be the same with the same screens? No, it's got a different cockpit look. But the way that the airplane works, the way the VNAV works and all that stuff, that is what they're going for with the one cockpit initiative with Airbus. Mike P, thank you for the continued support, man. Thanks for being our virtual CFI and check airman. Mike P, it may not be a virtual check airman much longer. It might be an actual one. We'll see. But thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support, my friend. Glad to have you on board, dude. Thank you. And Callie Simmer has gifted 10 more memberships to the chat. Guys, welcome to the chat. If you picked up a gifted membership from Callie Simmer, make sure you shout him out. Say thank you to him. Thank you, Callie Simmer. Thank you so much for your support. I hope, were you traveling? I thought I remember you were traveling last time I had a stream. I don't know, it's been a little over a week, but I hope you are well wherever you're watching from, and thank you so much for your continued support, Callie Simmer. That's huge. Much appreciated. And Winky Zero has joined Private Pilot himself. Winky, thank you as much as well. I will actually mute the alert box for this one because you guys are just absolute savages, and we can only hear that seatbelt sign go on about 5 or 6 times before I start losing my mind. But you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. All right. Aft fuel pump is what we need, so we'll do that. APU is on. What we'll do here is we'll go APU on bus like that. We'll do ground power off. Boom. And then we will... Oh, I forgot to arm that as well. That's on me. Can't believe you guys didn't catch me on that. We'll switch this to APU gen. That looks good there. I think all on for push is what Southwest does, at least according to Phantom 320. So everything looks good. What is going on here? I'm having... Okay. Maybe that was doing it. Weird. All right, reset that. What do we got? FMC messages. Let's finish our situation down here. So we're going to come over to this FMC, and we're going to go to ground service here. We're going to make sure everything is where we need it to be. We have way more gas on board than we need. Why do we have 25,000 pounds of gas? You know what I'm going to do? You know what? Since I hate the way that PMDG does this, I'm going to set my total fuel just instantly like this. So according to SimBrief, and this is something I should have been paying attention to. You guys just Like I said, when I don't stream for a while, I feel like this is a reunion. We got so much to talk about. I mess up things here. So we only need 9.3. Yeah, we're not taking that much gas. Let's take 11,000 pounds because I'm not a Boeing pilot, and I might mess some things up. So we're going to take a little bit extra. We'll take 11,000. I'm going to set that. We'll go back here. We'll go payload, and we're load level 100. Let's just do a random load level. Boom. That looks good. We'll return. Actually, you know what? As far as payload goes, how many people we got watching? 221. So let's fill it up. At the very least, let's fill it up. Let's go 104. 404, and we got 8 for 8 in first class because we got more people watching than we have seats on this airplane, so that's going to give us a full load right there. We'll go back, and doors are fine, payload is fine, so basically we just need to leave it on this page. Looks like GSX boarding is completed, so we'll come back here. Our zero fuel weight, or actually we'll do this, we'll do our 108.3, reserves of 3,000, cost index of 75 is set. Cruise altitude for this trip, 340, set, execute, N1 limit. We're not going to flex because why not? This is going to be extremely aggressive in a 600, but that's the fun part of it, right? Takeoff speeds, we're going to do a flaps 5 for cinematic purposes. Percent CG is 23.8%, so we'll set 23.8 right here, which will give us 5 units of trim, and 15, 17, and 27. Wow, those are low, which is 5 units on the trim. We'll wind that back. Southwest does A's off, B's on, but PMDG pushback is broken with A's off. Thank you for that, other Jason. That's good to know. So I will, let's come up here and double check our hydraulics. So PMDG is broken with A's off. Oh, but that's the PMDG pushback. What I'll do is we'll turn them all on. How's that? We'll turn them all on just to cover our bases for pushback. Hopefully we don't get anything jacked up. We'll go fuel pumps on as well. We don't have anything in the center. So now my flap lever is apparently extending flaps. Standby. This was an issue earlier in a different airplane. What airplane was that we were in that had that? Do I have a curve or something? Hold on a second. We got to adjust this because I feel like there's either I need to recalibrate my flap axes or something here. N1 bump to 24K. Is that possible? We could do that. Let me go here, sensitivities, and let me look at. Nope, that's not the one I need to look at. I need to look at this over here. Sensitivities. So right here. So that's full up. Interesting. So, definitely need to recalibrate that one. Why don't I do this, though? What if I did... Let me try this. There we go. That'll work for now. We'll just have to double check it. I need to recalibrate that, maybe because I haven't updated this. I haven't updated my profile for this airplane. That could possibly be it for it as well. Let me go ahead and get the panel light brightness up here. We'll set our squawk to 2,000. And then I think we're about ready to push back, aren't we? We'll go TAR8. We'll squawk 2,000. Actually, TA only. There we go. Squawking 2,000 for VATSIM. And we should be on 122.8 for Unicom. 22.8 is set on 1. Beautiful. And we got that on. Mic selector is on 1. We're cooking with gas now. The tug can't turn with A's off if you use the CDU. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna try to do a GSS pushback here, but who knows? It may not be all that good for us. We'll see. Court before, that's before takeoff. I think everything else looks good though. So let's do a quick sweep of the overhead. Yaw damper can come on, and window heats can come. Or no, probe heats can come on. Window heats will come on after start. Those are on. Everything else looks good up top. Forward entry door is open. Let's close that. Actually, I think GSX will do it. Let's see if GSX will do it. Yep, I think GSX is going to do it. Is there a good freeware Boeing? Unfortunately, there's no freeware good Boeing that I know of. Flame, what's up, man? Good to see you. I wonder if the 320 will get automatic depressurization descent capability. I do not know. That's a good point there, Jeremy. I don't know. Looks like we still have some stuff attached here. So let me go. I need to go to doors, and we're going to close that. And then we need to go to ground services, release ground power. All right. We need to go tail left, nose right. Probes on after start, windows before. Dang it, digital Merc. I always my 50-50 has been terrible. Probes on after start. My 50-50 has been terrible ever since I was a kid, man. Check, recall that. 10,000. Oh, we don't have ATC, so let's just go ahead and nail this all the way up to, what is it, left control? Left shift? 340 top altitude. 340, one flight director and 2 flight directors. LNAV, VNAV, we need to set 127, which is awfully low right there. Cool. All right, like I said, I need to go nose right, tail left. Execute. Brakes released. Clear to push. Telecam is in. They're off. Maintenance just put an order in for extra spare probes. Oh yeah. They don't pull chocks? Thank you. Done. We're going to start after pushback so we don't have any accidental brake overheats. I'm going to resave that view right there. And I'm gonna have to resave a couple of these views. I don't know why we have black windows. I'm gonna resave that view, and this view we need to resave as well. And this view needs also to be resaved right here. All right, now we're looking good. VR plus 15. 137 was 10 plus 5 is 142. Set and checked. Magical barrel ref key as well. 3033 out here? Good night, Detroit. You guys are wild. Look at that beautiful little airplane. Oh, crap. Forgot the beacon light. Man, I'm really rusty. Good thing I'm not a Boeing driver. You'd really be mad at me. At least I'm not the only one with the PMDG Black Windows bug. Okay, yeah, this is my first time on the PMDG in quite some time, so these bugs might be new to me. V2 plus 10? I'm not sure. We're going to go with 15. Let's see how it works. Tower Ray. Oh, Tower Ray. I'm sorry, did I miss? What was your, where is that final approach fix? Oh, you know what? I can probably look it up. Where is Ray? No, the chocks are off. Chocks are off. I'm gonna find Ray. That is O'Hare? O'Hare. That sounds right. Is that O'Hare? All right, brakes are set. Clear disconnect. All right, we don't have a good engine start, but here we go. Weeks configured. That's off, off. That's coming on. That's coming on. Pressure is building. Dropping the like now. Got to mute for a meeting. Tyson, good luck, my friend. Godspeed. Let's go ahead and ground number 2. We'll wait till max motoring. Then we'll do the other one from the window view. 20%, that's good enough. Unlocking gear. I love that. Started out of open. There's light off. Oops. God, I do love the startup sounds.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Wish I enjoyed real flying as much as I do zip flying. Someone said check your crosswinds. Full left, full right.
I have the PMDG Boeing 800 series, but every time I try to learn it, I get overwhelmed, close it up, and run back to my beloved S20. Lol.
Callie Simmer, thank you for the $10 bank angle check. Right back at you, my friend. That's very, very, very kind of you. But I'm right there with you, man. Every time I get in the PMDG, the 7.3, yeah, there's some nice things. I like it. But, man, I'm craving some Phoenix right now. I'm craving some Phoenix. Let's go ahead and introduce fuel. Thank you for the support, Callie Simmer. Appreciate you, man. Love it. Adjust that view a little bit. Maybe like right here. Oh yeah, that's good. That's real good. I like that. Alright, still waiting for that to close. We can go ahead and return that page. We'll keep that over there. That looks like we got 2 good starts. So with that done, we'll go generator 1, generator 2. We'll go APU bleed off. That's an auto. Auto, boom, boom. And APU can come off. That's coming down. Everything else looks good up top. Window heaters are on. Oh yeah. Gen's check. We're cooking with gas now, folks. Let's do a flap 5. Now because I want to make sure I got the right spot here. So I'm going to have to recalibrate this. Interesting. I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. Stand by. Because I clearly need to recalibrate that. I'm going to just cancel that axis command until I can recalibrate that. Because it's not aligned up, and I should have done that before. So we're going to go over here real quick. Secondary and flap. And let's just go ahead and clear that. Okay, so now we're going to go over to my Bravo, and then what I'll do is I'll just add a flap command, increase flap, right here. We'll do it this way. We'll do validate on button push, and then decrease flaps. We'll do like that. That'll just be a band-aid for this stream, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so with that said and done, there we go. Flaps 5 is set. Let's do a flight control check. So I'm going to do it from behind the airplane. Verify everything does indeed work. Beautiful. Everything looks good there. That looks good. All right, flaps 5, RTO selected. Our speeds are set. We're 1 FD2. We'll get the auto throttle on takeoff. All right, I don't think I see anything. Do you guys see anything? AP recall is checked. Taxi light on. Let's do this. Detroit traffic, Cactus 357, taxiing to, where are we going? 22 left? I don't even know where we're going. Whatever the runway is over here. Boeing, schmoing. All right, brakes are released. Let's go. Sound set is awesome. Do we need a fake streamer meme? Quick taxi out here. Looks like they're de-icing down at the de-ice pad. Gotta love that. Oh yeah, config check. This is good, thank you. We'll get the start switches and everything short of the runway. This is a real quick taxi out in real life here too. Just basically a 180, and then we'll go full length which will be 22 left at Yankee 10. Do I ever use asymmetric thrust while taxiing? All the time. All the time, Joe Plains. Especially, you know, when the runway surfaces get contaminated with snow, then it's almost better to use differential thrust when you can than trying to use the tiller, because large tiller inputs on a contaminated surface can really start to skid out on you. Now, I don't know how it is on the Boeing. It's a little bit of a lower rider than the bus, but on the Airbus, it's even in the manual. It's like when you're on really compacted snow, slush, and ice, really try using the differential thrust to help aid you in that. So, all right, auto throttle is armed. That's going continuous. Everything's been checked. Let's light it up. And over here we got to do a bunch of weird things. So we got stow robe and steady. And wing light is on. Let's go. Detroit traffic, Actus 357, line up and wait 22 left. Man, the sounds are nice though. Travis Tucker, welcome to the stream, man. I wish more people understood how much time goes in to pre-flight briefings in the ops office from an ex-US Air dispatcher. Oh yeah, man, a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, especially, you know, us as simmers will never really fully understand. All right, that's a nice lineup if you ask me. Let's spool them up 50, get those yogas in chat, a little forward pressure on the stick. I believe I have my Toga button down here on the throttle just like in real life, so let's send it. You guys ready? I'm ready. Cactus 357 departing 22 left, Detroit. Oh yeah. All right, N1, a Toga, LNAV, VNAV is armed. Here we go. Speed alive. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check.
V1, rotate.
Golly, that's quick. Positive rate.
Creative climb.
Gear up. Flyby. That is 100% a rocket ship. 110% a rocket ship. 20 degrees is max on the flight or on the pitch. That's my bad. 20 degrees max. Golly, we're right up into the. We're getting ready to go into the soup, so let's go ahead and go engine anti-ice on. .230 is our climb out now. Zoom this down a little bit. Getting ready to intercept the RNAV departure. Hand flying pretty good. Here comes a flaps 1 speed. Absolute rocket ship. Missed the turn. Bank angle check to the left. Flaps up. It does hand fly pretty good. That's no denying it. Hand flies really good. I still like the INI 310 better, but that might just be because it's an Airbus. Awesome sound set though. Awesome. Cleaned up the wing. We're accelerating at 250 knots. Need to come a little bit further left to intercept this. Joe Lou. So what I don't like here is like, look how low it tells you. I don't know if this is a real Boeing thing, but like, see how low it's commanding the pitch so it can accelerate. But now, like in the cabin, you feel that. You definitely feel. Okay, now there's 250. Now you got to do a nice pitch up. Look at the vertical speed increase. Like I feel like the Airbus is much better at predicting that. So I don't know if that's realistic behavior or just a Boeing thing. FMC speed, a VNAV path. Looks like we might have a restriction or something. See, like now it's telling me to come right back down. We'll follow the flight director. We'll do what it's telling me. 7,000 restriction. Yeah, there's a 7,000 or below. Trim it out here a little bit. out there. She's trimmed me. Look, I'm hands off. Trims out pretty nice. No doubt about that. So we got to hold 7,000 until Timmy. What's that? Something on the overhead tripped. Could go autopilot on. This is good instrument skill practice right here. Sorry, I'm not really looking at the chat right now. This is some legit instrument flying practice. Maintaining 7,250 knots. Pretty steep bank it's commanding too. Roll that bank out nice and easy. Should want to climb on you a little bit there. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Unscheduled descent, is that what it is? Oh yeah, because we went down like 100 feet. That might be what it was. Definitely a bank angle check there, Ramon. Is it Ramon or Raymond? Sorry, before they're calling you Ramon, it's Raymond. It's on me. Kind of want to turn the autopilot on, but I want to be with it here as well. We're going to break out. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's go commande, because as soon as we start climbing, we're going to have a pretty sweet breakout. So we're FMC speed, LNAV, VNAV path, full screen cam for the breakout. We're about to hit it right now. So there is a Yimmy. The next altitude is 9,000 or below for Hayward. So we're thrusting up. Love that. Pitching up, thrusting up. And just like that. Wow, that was a sweet breakout. Right on top of the suit. Rocket ship. That was sweet. Of course, it goes like full Toga, then it's leveling off until we hit. Do we have anything after this one? I don't think so. I think Hayward is the last restriction. At or below 9. Ramon. Okay, good. And there we go. Thrust it up. Let's go. Nice. Easy flyby by just using keyboard. 1, press insert. 2, press control tab to attach the plane. Just release. Interesting. Seems like a lot of work, Kadoki, but I might have to look into that. And we're out of here. Off to the filthy. We're at 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our lights off. Off. Logo will come off as well. We'll keep the wing off. So basically we just have position and strobe and the beacon light. We are still pressurizing. That's good, up to 340. Things are looking good. Here comes 308's our cost index climb out speed. Man, this thing is ripping. We are ripping in the 600. This thing is so fun, man. John Noe said, I saw your comment up there, says your main VA uses the 600 as a West Coast shuttle. Absolutely love it. I totally agree, man. I think, especially for the price of this, it's what, like $30-something? You're getting a fully fledged 737 PMDG 800 quality, 700 quality in this sporty little hot rod package that has its own unique quirks, Like the pure performance on this airplane is enough in its own way to have, you really have to kind of manage this airplane differently than you would, say, the 800. You really do have to manage it a little bit differently. All right, we got a nice looking breakout. Let's go ahead and zoom our PFD out. And we are cruising. Oh, look at that with the reflection off the wing. Mike P, thank you for the additional $5 super chat, my friend. Let me get the alert box back on because I don't want to miss any of these. I apologize. Alert box is back on. Mike P, thank you so much, man. Says, I heard those Spirit guys are finally getting a contract. Any word on the street? Those guys are going to be happy with it. Mike P, I do not know, man. They've got they do have a TA, like in contract in principle. But I hear both things. I've heard guys saying they're for it, and I've heard guys saying they're against it. So we shall see. I know JetBlue is also right around the corner from getting their contract, which would be interesting because they also, I mean, that has stuff to do with the Spirit merger, right? So it'll be very, very interesting. It'll be very interesting indeed. Brad Delamonte, thank you for your continued support, my friend. You're not a real Boeing pilot, a Boeing sim pilot, until you kill all your passengers at least once via hypoxia. I know. I did that in X-Plane, and my pilot actually blacked out. I don't think blacking out is simulated in Microsoft. We don't need all this. No, I don't want that, but I want... the AF... What is this thing called? AFDS. I keep wanting to say Abris. K50. Alright, AFDS can come off. Everything else is looking good. Standby altitude, that can come off as well. And that can go to the off position. I'm getting it. That's a nice little detail there about that, with that leathery thing on both sides of it. Nice little detail. Let's go ahead and set standard. STD set once, set twice, set 3 times. Man, it drove me nuts. My last FO. Great guy, absolutely awesome to fly with. Good conversation. He would always lag on setting his altimeter. It drove me nuts. We had like, I don't know, probably 4 different master caution altimeter barrel ref disagree this last trip. It's like, dude, set 30 whatever, 29 whatever. It's like, oh yeah. Paulo, thank you for the continued support, man. He says just recommitted. Thanks for the streams. Keep it up. Paulo, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Very kind of you, my friend. If you just recommitted, make sure you check out the live or the shorts section on the channel. There's some extra shorts juice videos for you. Appreciate the support, man. Chris Run, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Says I'm making the leap to VR. Oh boy. With the HP reverb, only flown GA so far, but sat in the PMDG cockpit doing control bindings last night. Immersion is amazing. Chris, that sounds fantastic. And you know what's funny? Are you my friend Russell in disguise? Because my other buddy just texted me. Literally, he texted me at 9:18 this morning and said, just got a reverb G2. Resolution is fantastic. Microsoft Flight Sim looks awesome. Could even see the quality. So, Chris, that's absolutely awesome, man. I'm excited for you. I bet I can only... If this sim looks as real as it does on 1080p or whatever you fly in, I can only imagine this in like a high quality VR. It's got to be, it truly has to be an experience in of itself. Wow, look at that. Chris Duper, I agree, man. This little hot rod of a bird. Let's get an outside shot. Oh yeah. You see that glint off the cockpit window? We'll do some more outside views when we're not max thrust here on the climb out. But what's our performance like? We're still pretty good. We're doing 310 knots, almost 2,000 feet a minute at 23,000. We are climbing pretty good, no doubt about it. I hope I remember how to land this thing. Why is the margin for tail strike smaller than normal in the Airbus when you do a crosswind takeoff? Why is the margin for tail strike smaller? I don't know. Maybe that's not a good way to word that question. I'm kind of confused. So, like, the tail strike will always be the same: 9.7, 11, 7, and 13. Oh gosh, 11.7. No, 9.7. Oh my gosh, I forget my tail strike limits. I'm drawing a blank right now. It's been a long trip. But it shouldn't change, Jeremy. What can become an issue, though, in strong crosswinds is pod strikes. So, you know, in high crosswind landings, you could have a nacelle strike or a wingtip strike. But as far as the the tail strike margin, it's not physically going to become any less because the tail's not changing. You're not getting any longer or shorter. So I don't, maybe I'm misunderstanding the question, but as far as the hard number itself of degrees, it shouldn't change. Now, like I said, though, there's other things that come into consideration, especially if you have a crosswind inputs on the controls on takeoff. There is a potential for things to happen a little bit quicker right as you rotate. You got to be Johnny on the spot. But as far as the tail strike, the pitch, it shouldn't change. Mentor said that when you use crosswind controls to take off in the Airbus, there's a greater risk of tail strike. I don't know why that would be, Jeremy. I'd have to see his point of view on that. Maybe it has something to do with after rotation, but it shouldn't. You know, you might have it like you might have a greater risk of tail strike because there's more going on after rotation, but the hard limit, the pitch attitude is not going to change. You're not going to go from, let's say in a 321, 9.7 compressed struts, you're not going to go from 9.7 degrees to 8.7 degrees just because you have a crosswind correction. So the degrees won't change, but maybe the likelihood of having one could potentially go up if you have a strong crosswind correction in there, but you really shouldn't have too much on the takeoff roll anyway. It's not, you know, you don't want to have too much bank in there because your roll spoilers will come up and you're actually hurting yourself on your takeoff speed. So it's kind of a fine line. I'd have to see the full depiction of what he's getting at there. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying I'm not quite seeing it right now. Chance, thank you for the $5 super chat. Man, says thanks for the great takeoff. V1, got to go to class now. Enjoy the rest of the flight. Chance, well, study up hard, man. Enjoy your class. Thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. Appreciate you. 250-hour pilot. Jeez. The FO couldn't cope with the pressure. Chris says that C-172 experience in VR is mind-blowing, especially at night. I actually got vertigo looking at the ground once. Chris, that's scary, immersive. You know, that is really. I can only imagine, man. This sim in full VR has got to be absolutely insane. Listen, I love this view. I'm really enjoying this XP view here. GoPro. Although I can't really do it that good in the 7.3. There we go. That's a little better. Everyone's YouTube suggestions is full of Mentor lately. I know, Mike. That's why I have so many. There was something else that I watched of his. So, of course, we watched that one together about the 1,500-hour rule. And then after that, there was some, I don't know, I saw another video, and then there was All I Get is Mentor videos now, which I'm not saying they're bad. They're actually really good. I like his accident investigation ones. I almost like them better than the old air crash investigation show itself. It does a fantastic job. But yeah, I know why. Whenever you guys start watching stuff, it gets in, because it's the same YouTube account at home on my personal. So it's like, oh, so all my viewers are watching this now. So, oh, that's what we're watching. Oh. He talks about an AAL crew. Yeah, they had the 321. They had full rudder deflection. They had full rudder deflection on takeoff. Complete pilot error, unfortunately, Jeremy, on that. That could go to a lack of, I would say it would go to a lack of awareness on that. The American Airlines 321 out of, was that a Kennedy? So that, that was an unfortunate series of events. I'm really glad they turned around. They actually had they had the wingtip strike, so they took out an airport sign. Yeah, I don't know. They might have to change the crosswind limitation for those guys. Have I ever watched 74 Gear with Kelsey? You know, I've watched a video here or there, but typically not. I really, believe it or not, I don't watch much YouTube, as even being a content creator. Most of my time, if I'm not flying and I'm not streaming, I'm doing stuff with the kids. I got a family at home. A lot of stuff happening around the holidays, so I don't have much time to sit around and watch too many videos. But when I do, they're either going to be aviation related. I'll watch. I like to try to keep up with the content in Microsoft, right? So I keep an eye on Q8 Pilots channel, the XP streaming. To see what everybody's flying. But I don't really have a lot of time to just sit and watch a show. Now, when I get ready to go to bed, I'll throw on an accident investigation if I haven't seen it, which I've seen basically all of them. I studied that in college too, so I know I have I have some background in a lot of the famous crashes that we talk about, that comes from my own study, not just watching an aircraft show. But I do have a very good interest in that. I think it's kind of weird to say it's fascinating, but I like learning and seeing what went wrong, because if I'm in the same position, having that knowledge of what went wrong to somebody else is only going to help me if I were ever to be in that situation, right? So it's not like like I want to be morbid about it or anything, but you can learn from where mistakes were made, and hopefully maybe someday down the line it will help you avert a mistake or something like that. Just watched one about the 447. Yeah, Velociraptor. I want to see his final thoughts on that. Like I said, I was really tired, but I watched the first 2/3 of it. It's great. But then I couldn't stay awake any longer. I passed out. Fire was on. Dogs were snuggling, so I passed out towards the end. But he did. That was the Jar design in X-Plane 11, wasn't it? I was watching that. All right, we're leveled off here. Let's go ahead and turn this down a little bit. Let's make sure everything looks good here. Let's go to our progress page. We got 1925 is top of descent, so we got about 30 minutes or so. That's nice. We'll zoom this out. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. We'll let them roam in the back. And my phone is blowing up in the background. I'm going to have to get to that. I don't know what's happening. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign off. Let's hop outside for a second. Just turn that down. Let me pull up something else here, and we'll go here. Yeah, they are fascinating, Velociraptor. They really are. And you know another thing? I'm going to turn this down even further. So, the one thing that Mentor does really good too is his editing. So, if any of you have editing skills or video not photography, but just editing in general or content creation, you can really appreciate what he does. Even just like the cutscenes, the transitions. Yeah, he's got X-Plane in the background, but the way he edits the videos and overlays the information and speaks, he does his homework, no doubt about it. But half the time I watch his videos, I'm more impressed. Like, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? Yeah, pretty cool in the editing front as well. Captain Joe is really cool too. He used to fly 320. Yeah, I've watched a few Captain Joe videos. I think back when we were doing the Euro tour, because he had a video going into that island, that French island, right? I can't think of the name of it now. You want to get the PMDG 737 for Christmas? Man, any PMDG product you get, you're going to be happy with, no doubt. Did I see we're getting the Embraer 175? I did, IFR Captain. I was watching those. You guys posted that in the Discord. I saw a couple of those. The externals looked really good. The internals look pretty good as well. I'll be very curious to see what kind of systems we got. Now, I don't expect a full fidelity, failures, and all that. But if we can get a proper I say McDo. What is it in the Embraer? Just the FMS. If we can get a proper FMS, like an RJ proper FMS, it'll be a sweet airplane. Because to me, that Embraer, the way that it it talks to each other from the FMS and the displays and the CCD, like it all works together as a cohesive unit. A little bit quirky at first, but from what I remember, it's pretty straightforward. Like you start on one page of the FMS for your init, and basically you fill out each page in order. It's none of the skipping around to the perf page or the not PEMDOS, geez, what is the diff script that we use in the Airbus? You don't really skip around keys. It's literally you start on page one and you enter the info, and next page, next, and you basically load the whole box in a sequential order, which is pretty cool. So if we get that, I think it'll be a pretty sweet airplane. Calvi, that's what it was, yes. Felipe says that one thing that got me confused in the 447 video, in case of unreliable airspeed, you are supposed to discard all information about vertical speed and altimeters. Correct, Felipe, yeah. So that crash, now while we trained for unreliable airspeed before that happened, that crash really changed how we train for unreliable airspeed, because up until that point, a lot of the unreliable airspeed training was done at low level, which was mentioned by Captain Joe, and to this day we still do low level unreliable airspeed. In fact, the last time I did it in the sim, we were taking off out of LaGuardia. We did basically a no flight director takeoff. So it's all manual. You're flying everything manual. You're doing it for practice. And then you get an unreliable airspeed as you level off. So again, that's a low-level scenario. But up high, we now train for that too, although we didn't really, I mean, God, that's over 10 years ago. So I don't really know. I don't think it was really taught at high altitude. The principles and the concepts are the same. But, you know, you could Monday morning quarterback every time and say, oh, well, they should have done this, should have done that. They should have just let go of the stick. The airplane would have recovered itself. But you can't do that. You have to look at the whole picture of what happened and how it broke down one thing after another. It was just a very unfortunate series of events. We're going to start getting them at the station, but it's Envoy, so we got it at the EWBs. Oh, nice. Did I see the new FMS for the 146? I did, Duffman. Again, you guys, the what's posted in the Discord, I do tend to keep eyes on, and yeah, I saw that. It looks really good. I've been really impressed with the Just Flight BAE series, the 146. I think those guys are knocking it out of the park. Can't wait to see that FMS in full force. You've been flying a lot of Microsoft. Can you explain that decision? Alexandra, what's up, man? Welcome. Better late than never, my friend. What is your view on the 777 V2 from Flight Factor? Scandy, I have no idea, man. I really don't know about X-Plane 12 development anymore. I mean, in my opinion, that sim, as of now, it's still not next gen. So I don't know what the devs are going to do with like Flight Factor for that. Now, there's some good airplanes. I still have it installed. I'll still fly my TOLUS. I'll still probably do some training in the TOLUS. I really like how we did our last check ride prep stream, and I was able to bring up the aerodynamics in X-Plane. I think that's really cool. You can really see how things are working. Lift surfaces on the airplane are working in X-Plane. For training, I think it's fantastic, but just for sim purposes, sitting down here, having fun, enjoying streams, enjoying content, I just think Microsoft is where it's at, man. That's my just personal opinion. But I will keep X-Plane around, no doubt, for TOLUS. You know, much how like the fly-by-wire kept me around in Microsoft, or at least kept it on my system, TOLUS has kept X-Plane 12 on my system. Because I've got the 319 over there. I'm itching to fly it. Heck, now that we're talking about it, we might even have to do an X-Plane 12 319 stream here pretty soon. I need some like, I need my Orbix compatibility. I need my SoCal. I need I need the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Washington, like Oregon. I need that. I need all those compatible. Because I don't want to do the whole ortho thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to fly where we have pay-wear scenery. Back in 2017, when I was an FO on the 7.6, we had unreliable during takeoff. We rejected at 140. Ooh, that's a high speed one there, Alexandra. That's crazy, man. Well, good thing you guys caught it. That's spot on to catch it. So we trained. So that actually changed for Airbus for us in 2 years ago? 2020? So in 2020. I think. Or was it 2020? Might have been 2020. Airbus actually reinforced the speed check, cross check on the takeoff roll. And at my operator, it actually changed our callouts to basically you're triple verifying airspeed reliability on the takeoff roll, because what was happening was these planes were sitting around during the COVID times, and they were sitting at gates longer. They were sitting overnight longer times without being flown. And stuff started happening in the pedostatics systems. Bugs were getting in there. Covers were being left on. And the unreliable airspeed events started to shoot up. So Airbus came out with a safety bulletin saying, hey, if you're not doing this already, you need to change your takeoff callouts to mimic this. You need to reinforce the speed on not just your PFD and the FO's PFD, but the ISIS as well. And it became an abort item. To anything more than 10 knots, you reject the takeoff, even high speed. So, and then that also played into the Neo. The Neo's got some little different wiring as far as takeoff and the blend and all that. So if you have an unreliable airspeed event, whoa, this is a serious, like, what are we listening to now? This is like some Christie music right here. Where's Christie Ionscu when you need him? We can skip that one. A little aggressive. Anyway, I forget what we were talking about, but yeah. I love flying the Felix and 7.5. I know, Hootie. That's the thing, that X-Plane still has the awesome airplanes. There's no doubt about it. There's definitely some awesome planes still there. Mr. Bellini has gifted 10 memberships to the channel as well. Absolutely awesome. Thank you for the support, Mr. Bellini. I appreciate you guys. If you pick up a gifted membership from him, from him, please, or her, please say thank you. Much appreciated, Alexandra Bellini. Appreciate you. Very, very kind. Too much for my boomer ears. No, MacPod guy. I was actually kind of digging it for a moment, but it wasn't the quite vibe for the stream. I actually have quite a diverse taste in music, I believe. I know a lot of people say that, but I truly can listen to almost all sorts of music. Being in Texas, obviously I like country music. I like old country music. I like new country music. I like rock. I like hard rock. I like alternative. I like old school rap. Some new school stuff, and maybe not so much because it's just not the same. I like just calm, chill music. So, Aviation Blase, thank you so much for the 10. Another 10 memberships are just being dished out. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the support. Aviation Blase, if I'm saying that right, I hope I am. Thank you as well, my friend. The guy's picking up another gifted subs. And this is a good moment. If you guys are new to the channel and you just got a gifted sub, you get additional content. So not only do you start your epaulet and your V1 ranking program, you start to get extra content in the V1 After Dark section of the Discord. There's a section for my members only. There's a section for private pilots and commercial pilots, which is if you have stuff you want to talk to me about or whatever, that's where I try to be the most active. You also get full access to the podcast, which I haven't done one in a long time, so that I was going to do one last weekend. Didn't turn out. But we're going to have to do one at some point. I'm off this week, so we're going to do one. I feel like every stream I say we're going to do the next podcast, and I don't do it. But you still have 15, 16 or so to listen to. And then, of course, the big hit for all the members, you get access to the shorts videos that I do. I do shorts videos every time I go out on a trip. Not every time, but most of the times I go out on a trip. And I keep you guys with me, keep you informed. So, Gustavo, good to see you, my friend. What's going on? He says, while I'm on my way, last work week of the year with a lot to do till Friday, so here is my like. Gustavo, hats off to you, my friend. Blue skies and tailwinds wherever you may be working. Well, that sounded kind of grim, blue skies and tailwinds, but you know what I mean. I hope you have blue skies and tailwinds, but not the traditionally say blue skies and tailwinds when somebody passes. So don't want to get that confused. But thank you so much, Gustavo. Appreciate the support. Enjoy your last week. I actually have a couple more trips left this year. I got a 2-day trip coming up on Friday. So I'll be leaving Friday, and then I've got one more trip for the year over New Year's, but I'm not too worried about that one. It's a pretty easy trip. I'll be out on the East Coast. I'll be out in Baltimore. Come back early New Year's Day. So 2 trips for me. Flying with Mike with a $20 super chat. Flying with Mike. Thank you so much, man, for the continued support. Massive super chat. Love the streams as always. Where you are hung with Microsoft, and I won't hold that against you. I converted to X-Plane 3 years ago from FSX and not going back to Microsoft. Fly with Mike. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that, my friend. If you're loving X-Plane, that's the best part of this whole thing, right? If you have a sim that you love to fly, you can fly whatever sim you want to fly, And it's a great time in general to be a flight simmer because we've got all this stuff coming out. I mean, even if you are an X-Plane user, I mean, you got 12 on the horizon, or that's here, really. You got 12 is here. So it's promising on all accounts. Thank you for your support, Flying with Mike. Maybe one day, just click that download button on Microsoft and then go for a spin. Just try it. Maybe the next time you have a crash to desktop or something in X-Plane or the sim freezes, download Microsoft, And then the next day, just, do a little sunset flight on Microsoft. Then come back, report back. Thanks for the support, man. Anzi, welcome to Private Pilot. Thank you, dude. Shout out Baltimore, indeed. I've been up and down the East Coast a lot this month. Shoot, I've been Philly, Baltimore, Boston, all up and down the East Coast this last month. Miami, South Florida, like all over. How many airports in the U.S. require for the 320 to use medium brakes? Oh, man, I would not be able to tell you off the top of my head. We calculate our brake usage based on that specific landing. So our weight, runway conditions, environmental conditions, and then we select the best possible braking solution. We got a nice little overcast layer out here today. But yeah, it would be, we calculate each landing individually. Does the runway have to be under what length to activate medium? And do you guys use flaps full to land? So on our SOP, flaps full is standard, but we have full leeway to use flaps 3 whenever we want to. I was actually almost going to do flaps 3 on this last approach I did coming into Dallas just because there was some pretty gusty winds. But at the end of the day, we're in a 320 and there was no wind shear. It's like, let's just land flaps full because I'll probably smash it in flaps 3. So I went flaps full. But some operators are different. I know, speaking of, since we're flying at U.S. Airways, on their 321s, it was standard operating procedure to land flaps 3. So it changes operator to operator. But as far as what length does it have to be under, that's, again, you'd have to be runway specific, airport specific, day specific. If you end up getting the 175, you need to do a series of E-Jet. Oh, Jeremy, I guarantee you I'll pick them up, man. I'm going to pick them up, no doubt. I would love to pick that airplane up. Wow, look at that shot. That's pretty cool. This little rocket ship, man. I feel like that's a pretty large turn for where we need to be. Were we off course or something? Maybe it was a weather reload. 68 knots on the tail, though. 68 knot tailwind. What about a top-down view? We never done. What about a bottom view? Oh, that's kind of a cool view right there. All right, I can kind of get behind that. Tony says, I recently discovered your content, very addictive. I love the South American tour. Tony, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you picked it up. Glad you're enjoying the channel, man. Glad to have you on board. I think we're getting ready. We're gonna have to do an international flight. I say international, but for me, we're gonna have to go south of the border here again on one of these next few streams. I think we're gonna have to. I have all my Boeing stuff set up. I was hoping the 900 or the 739 was gonna drop here pretty soon. Well, I have all my Boeing stuff set up. Got the Throttleteks out today, which if you guys haven't seen them already, got the Throttletek thrust lever quadrant out here. Absolutely loving it. Love flying with this thing. Do have to recalibrate the flap axis, though. I don't know what's going on with that. But I use this for all my twin engines. I even use it for the BAE 146. I just put 2 engines on the left and 2 engines on the right. But absolutely awesome. Shout out to Throttletek again for hooking the channel up with these. We've got our Airbus one, so I think we might have to fire up the old Phoenix after this stream. Maybe not after the stream today, maybe tomorrow. Or starting to get an itch. Where should we go? Maybe we can do something like, should we go to Mexico or should we? I don't know. We'll have to look about that. We'll have to find that out. Are there any breakable objects left in the house after the Cowboys tried to shame us all? Fubar, what's up, man? Dude, it was a rough day for me because the Jets were losing, which I knew kind of that was going to happen, but the way they were losing was pissing me off. And I'm like, okay, I need to feel better, so I flipped back over to the Cowboys. And the Cowboys were losing, and it was a bad day. It was a bad day. It was a bad day for a while. Then the Cowboys pulled it out. Jets still lost, but yeah, it was a rough weekend, Fubar. Team Vodka, what's up, man? You're finally awake? About time, dude. About time. Welcome to the stream, man. Did you hear about the 175 that came out of maintenance with the? Yes. Yeah, Jeremy. I actually knew guys that were flying that airplane. So, yeah, that is my old operator. So, there's a lot about that I'm not at liberty to discuss, but what's public knowledge is pretty accurate, but there are some inconsistencies with what's not public knowledge, but that's the government for you. Patrifi, thank you for the 2-month continued subscription, my friend. View and hope you're doing well and love the content. Patrifi, same to you, my friend. I hope you're well. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the support. Glad, glad to finally be back on stream. Where should we go to this week? Where should we fly? You guys are, we gotta fire up. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe back into Colombia. Who knows? Jets game was a nightmare. Brad K, what's up, man? Dude, it was. I don't even want to think about it, Brad. I don't even want to think about it. Robin H, Throttletek equipment seems so next level. Can't wait to acquire the Mini for the Airbus. Robin H. Yes, indeed, man. That Mini is spicy. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That Mini is I would say, your best bang for your buck for getting a throttle that is a step up from all the, like mass-produced general throttles to, and then the middle between going all the way up to, spending, $3,000-$4,000 for an actual pedestal. So it's a nice little middle ground indeed. Brazil, Rio, ooh. Cancun to Cuba or something. That could be spicy. What do you guys talk about up in the flight deck during cruise? A lot of things. Gear Up Aviation, from contracts to what do we do on our off time. This last trip I had a full lecture on the public school system, which was an interesting conversation. So it's we talk about everything, man. Pretty much everything. Just stay away from politics and religion. That's all you got to stay away from, and you're good to go. Maybe some Australian flights. Ooh. AJ, I know I got to be careful. They pull my YouTube video down. Are you planning on buying the 700 and 800? I have the 700. I like the 600 better. I am planning on getting the 900. I was really hoping it was going to come out like this last weekend. So I was kind of set on doing some 900 flying. That's why I originally was going to do this stream last week, but had to reschedule. Flight deck convo, mostly Turkish prisons. Jeff. Break out the cribbage board. There you go. I think Mentor did a special on an ailerons wired backwards incident. Is in France. Oh, are you talking about ailerons, Bill? Jeremy? No, I was talking about the trim. There was a recent one out of Atlanta, an E170 out of Atlanta. Trim switch deferred. Was not really deferred. Airplane basically thought they were having a trim runaway. They treated it as a trim runaway, but it wasn't. But it basically could have been really, really bad. What is an ELAC 1+2 fault? That is a not good fault, Brad K. That's an elevator and aileron control computer. 1+2 out is no good. I vote for a Canadian tour. Ooh. Tyson, I did want to go back to Mexico because I want to fly that Aviasca. Now, I think the 146, didn't they used to have 146s? Might have to do something. Maybe something out of Mexico down further south. I don't know. Or maybe we should go up in Canada somewhere. We haven't done any Canada flying. We went to Halifax, but that was pretty much it. We're somewhere like super, super cold. That's what we should do. We should go north to like one of the coldest Airbus operated places. That way I can bring out like my super cold procedure, like the cold soak procedures and stuff. Refresh my memory on all those because I might actually, who knows, I might have to deal with that here sometime soon. Oh, that's a good view right there. Look at that. Wing flex in this thing is still meh. Well, that's a nice view though. It's hard to believe this is what we get to look at these days. This is unreal. Alaska in the winter is cool. Ooh. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah, no, I sorry, Jeremy. I thought I read that as trim. I didn't mean ailerons. Ailerons wired backwards. South America. Jeremy, I'm not familiar with that one though. Not familiar with that one. That one sounds pretty nasty. Eesh. Yellowknife in the DC-3. Ooh, Norway. Jungly's in. What's up, man? Good to see you, Jungly. Whitehorse, some pretty amazing terrain. Yeah, no doubt. JFK Palm Beach one day would be a cool. Some prop plane action at Lantana. There you go. I thought PAC stand for pressurization air condition kits. No, I was pneumatic air cycle kit. That's what I was told. And maybe it could be different on, maybe another airplane calls them a different thing. Who knows? Like, Airbus has sharklets, Boeing has winglets. So, could just be something like that. Winter chill. Robin H. Well, I don't even know where that is. I'm going to have to look that one up. 320 service. What about, so, oh my gosh, I watched it, speaking of YouTube shows, a while ago. I don't know how it ended up. Yakuts. It was like living in the coldest place on Earth. Yakutia. I don't even know where that is. Is that in Russia, though? That might be not an awesome time to stream that, but do they fly Airbus? I can't imagine. Do they fly Airbus up there? Probably not. It's like how to survive, like going to school on the coldest place on Earth or something like that. I was on my YouTube feed. Sweden to Finland, 45 minutes. Corporate jet to Migsfield. Now that will be a blast from the past there, Joe Plains. Canadian North still flies the 200 Combi at the gravel kits. Yeah, I know, Jeremy. I had the gravel kit mod on my FlyJ Sim. I had the little, what are those things called on the engines? Well, basically, it is the gravel kit, but deflects air down to keep stuff from being ingested. Pretty cool. Have you ever landed in Orange County? Yes. Or Burbank? Yes. If so, how tricky is it landing on that shorter runway? Flightman, it's not really tricky. It's just, you got to pay attention, right? I would say Burbank is almost worse just because of after landing, you're not taxiing like to a different piece of pavement. In Burbank, it's all one piece of pavement, right? So you have to pay it. I mean, it is like critical attention from approach to landing, after landing, and all the way to the gate, because the maneuvering spots on the airport surface are very narrow. It's very tight. You're close to an active runway. So Burbank, if I had to say, I think Burbank is a little bit more eye-raising than John Wayne, Orange County. But, they're both. Orange County is more fun to depart out of because you got to do the noise abatement departure. Basically, no flex, flaps 3, toga, hold the brakes, release it like a fighter out of there, which is fun. But yeah, I'd say Burbank is a little bit more like, okay, we really got to be on it all the way through. And, the go-arounds in Burbank can be spicy, too. We got the terrain around there. Brad K. gifted 5 more memberships. Brad K., thank you so much, man, for the support. Appreciate you. Hey, that puts a smile on my face after a disappointing Jets loss on Sunday, dude. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support, man. And now the fact that it sucks even more for us, Brad, is the Chargers won last night. So that really hurts us. We're actually out of the playoff picture, if you think about it, for now. But who does New England play tonight? We need New England, the Cardinals. Are there any Arizona Cardinal fans in chat? Because I will be... if the Cardinals can beat the Patriots tonight, that would be amazing. Burbank is captain's only landing. Jeremy, that actually, believe it or not, that can vary airline to airline. So I know I have friends at airlines where it's captain only, and then I have friends at other airlines. It's like, no, we can go in and out of there. So it will depend on the airline. Someone's had some eggnog. Crow, what's going on, man? Did you see my little moose eggnog cup? Yes, indeed, man. Whipped out the eggnog last night. It was great. Kanopki, thank you for the 20 euro donation, man. Kanopki, am I saying that right? Oderso? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, but thank you so much for the $20 super chat, my friend. It says, greetings from Berlin. Love your content. I always skip all scheduled dates when V1 goes live. Hey, I appreciate the support. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the super chat, my friend. Very, very kind. Thank you. Thank you. I think did we miss TOD? We might have. Nope, it's coming back. We need to pay attention here. Let's go ahead and pause the music. Let's go ahead and figure out where we're at here. Pause that. Let's bring up the sim. The engines are rolling back. Do I like pumpkin spice eggnog? Jeremy, believe it or not, I've never had that, dude. Never even had that. I didn't even know that existed, to be honest with you. I bet it's pretty interesting, though. I just had the regular old Southern Comfort eggnog last night. It's my first cup of 2022. My first cup of eggnog. I love it. It can't be good for you. I don't even look at the back. I don't even look at the calories or how bad it is for you. I can't imagine it's good for you at all. Wow, we need to go down. We need to go down. I'm gonna vertical speed you down here. Set 3,000 vertical speed. We just ran away from us here. Let's go waypoint. Don't waypoint data. No, data. We're going to vertical speed it down. We're going to overspeed. Go back to VNav. LNAV, VNav speed. What's that first restriction? Is... You know what? It's normally bunts at 12,000. I think that's what the crossing clearance normally is. Maybe it's bunts 10 and 250. We'll do 12,000. Bunts at 12. I'm going to dial this back up to 12. I don't think there's any way we're going to make that, though. Ever miss top of descent in real life? Never, man. Of course not. Who would miss a top of descent in real life? Never. All right, we'll set 12 for now. I already know what it's going to be 108.95 IPDP, right? 108.95 IPDP. Should we do flaps 40 for cinematic? Let's do flaps 40 for cinematic because flaps 40 on the 7.3 just looks sweet. And with our CFM'd Airbus, we don't even get a full 40 degree of flap. So we need some good flappage here. We're going to do 40 for 122. I'll probably plunk it down, but we're doing this for cinematic purposes. 108.95 and 268 is the approach course. Let's set 268 up here. I'm surprised you're not lectured by your wife about all the stuff you eat. Oh, I am, Jeremy. But 10 years later, I can... It's a lot easier. I am, Jeremy. Trust me. She actually takes pretty good care of me, man. She'll drop the hammer when she needs to, but, you know, I didn't mention this before, but, yeah, so we're actually expecting our third child in March. So I wasn't really going to talk about it for a while. But, yeah, it's we're already through the first trimester, so, yeah, she's pregnant, and, you know, having a pregnant wife and wanting to eat eggnog and all the good cinnamon rolls and donuts is perfect timing because she's craving everything that I normally eat on a regular basis. So, yes, indeed, man. It's exciting. We got a boy coming in March. So that is the plan. We'll have another. I thought for sure it was going to be another girl. I was ready for another girl, man. It's like I already have the stuff for girls. Got 2 baby girls at home. But now I'm going down some uncharted paths. Going to an airport I've never been before. Thanks for the congrats, guys. Appreciate you. That's very cool. Talk about V1 After Dark. Oh, God, Mr. Martini. Another winglet in the V1 household, Chris Ron. Indeed, man, indeed. Airbud. Airbud pilot. I like that, Gino. I like that, man. Thanks for that, dude. All right, 108.95. We'll put that over here as well. This one's closer, so I'll do 108.95 here. Thank you guys for the support. Very much, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Randy, congrats, Captain. Blessings to your family. Randy, I appreciate that. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you, my friend. You're awesome. And Mike P has super chatted another $10 super chat from Mike P. Thank you so much. Here's to helping with some diapers. Sounds like the circle of thrust pays off again. Mike P, I appreciate you. Indeed, man. Indeed. Yeah, going down the whole diaper thing again. My life has been in diapers for the last 3 years, so what's another year, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for the support, dude. Trijet now. Exactly, Chris Duper. You name yours Brad, I'll name mine V1. Yeah, I haven't come up with a name just yet. I've got some ideas. Fishing partner indeed, Scott. Indeed. Rand Cooley, thank you. He says I have 2 boys. Awesome, Rand. Awesome, man. That's I'm looking forward to it. No doubt about it. Better start his pilot career early, start with some Microsoft and move to gliders. Exactly. I don't know, man. We'll see. Circle of thrust. Alright. How are we doing here? Let's reset our barrows. Barrows are set 3017.
Wow. Congrats on the third bundle of joy. Such a blessing. Here's to the expansion of the V1 team. Have a latte or 2 or 3 on me.
Callie Simmer. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for that, dude. Very appreciative of that $20 dono. Bank angle check right back at you, my friend. Very, very, very kind. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will definitely have to pick up a latte 2 or 3 in the coming months, that's for sure. There's a lot of late nights ahead of me, that's for sure. Lattes all around, my friend. Lattes all around. Hopefully he's Team Toulouse, not Everett. David Thomas, thank you, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Appreciate the support. Field and Stream works well as a diaper if you get in a bind. I know it. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you, man. All right, let me get flight recorder ready as well.
As they say, at least the benefit of having a boy is that there's only one side stick you have to worry about in the cockpit.
Oh my God, C2A, thank you so much, man, for the $3 bank angle check, man. Thank you so much for the support, dude. Very kind of you. And you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Bank angle check. Thank you, C2A. Tyson says, I finally got out of diaper duty last year after 10 straight years. Jeez. Man, oh man, you guys are awesome. All right, stow the speed brakes. There's 12,000. I need to slow to 250 knots. 250 K knots. And then we're going to send down to 3,000. Should I give myself a self-vector like 30 miles like they did to us in real life the other night? We'll do 3,000. 3,000 is set. We're going to do level change at 250. Speed brakes out. Coming on down. Dougal McTavish is in the house. Dougal. Man. Thank you so much, Dougal. $20 super chat. Appreciate you. Congrats, my friend. Seems like just 5 minutes ago we did this. Dougal, man, I hope you're well, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. And yes, indeed, it seems like just a few streams ago, I was telling you guys that I was having my first child. And now this is number 3. So, absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Thank you, Dougal. Thank you, my friend. Alexandra Bellini coming in with $100 dono. Alexandra Bellini, man oh man, positive rates in chat. Thank you so much for this. Congrats, my friend. I wish the best for you and your family. Another gift for the diapers. Blessings to you. One shot of bourbon on me. Alexandra Bellini, appreciate that. That's going to be a top shelf shot. And I'm gonna cheers to you, my friend. Thank you for that massive donation. Very, very kind of you. Appreciate that, sir. Very, very, very kind. Thank you so much. Hey guys, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for the support. All of you are just, it's awesome. It really is. I had no idea that this is where this channel would go, and I feel like you guys are truly part of the family, and the support you guys continue to give is fantastic. Thank you. Can't thank you guys enough. I just had V2 when I joined the channel, Mr. Martini. Really? Wow. Time flies, doesn't it? Time absolutely flies. But Dougal McTavish, Alexandra Bellini, Mike P, Seat 2A, Callie Simmer, Flying with Mike. You guys, thank you so much. Chance Rindall. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. And everyone else that's shouting out with the congrats. It's just really is. I didn't really expect. I said that, and then the whole chat, like on the corner of my eye, I'm watching us get high and fast on this approach here. We're at 8,000 feet, doing 250 knots, and I can just see the chat just ripping up the right-hand side with all the congrats. So that was a very cool moment. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Do you happen to have a link to your PC specs? Exclamation point specs. It'll be right there for you, man. Anthony Teal. coming in with a $20 super chat as well. This is for your wife. She will need the support to watch 3 little ones while you're away on trips. Anthony Teal, there is no doubt about that, my friend. She's an absolute just rock to be able to handle what she's already handling. Yeah, I have 100% confidence in her, but I will definitely pass that along. $20 for her. We'll get her a little something extra for Christmas as well. Thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate you, dude. Miss McTavish says, please give Miss V1 a hug from her. We'll do, Dougal. We'll do, man. We'll do. Dougal, yeah, Dougal, you remember when it was all just getting started. Crazy, man. Phase 1 NE. Oh my god, I gotta boot the alert box for this one now. Phase 1 NE just gifted 20 subs, turning the chat green for Christmas indeed. Phase 1, man. Absolutely fantastic. That is a massive dono as well, guys. If you pick up a membership, let him know you're appreciative of that. Tis the season. Tis the season for little ones and green chats, as we should say. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Phase 1, 20 subs. Good night. This whole chat will be green. Absolutely fantastic. 4.7. At some point, we have to land this airplane here. We're 4.6 descending 3,000 into Philly. I got the speed brakes out. We're out of the ice, so we'll go ahead and get the engine and ice off now. I think we'll be okay. Hey. I'm going to continue extending because we're way too high and faster. So we're just going to continue to go out on this heading for a little bit. Center of Aviation, I'm having a great day, man. I'm having a fantastic day. Jeff L. adding up 5 more subs on top of that. Jeff L. Very kind of you. Thank you, sir. Very, very kind. Thank you indeed. Glad to have you on board. Jeff, so yeah, you said you joined at V2. We're at V3 now. And I'm going to have to just go straight up V1, VR, and V2. We're going to need more V speeds. VYSE. Man, oh man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, we're leveling 3,250 knots. Let's come back to 210 on the speed. And we'll go out just a little. How far are we out? Let's get our... I guess I don't need to put on... There's no, like, lope button in this thing, is there? I thought there was for a second. I guess not. We'll set... oops. Barrow 211. Forgot to set that. 211 to set. Slow into 210 in the right-hand turn. Let's make that turn 160. Heading select. Here we go. Coming around. Callie Simmers, super chat. Thank you so much, man, for the continued support. Says, I know you've heard it goes by fast, but it does. I'm on a flight Wednesday AM to pick up my daughter from Berkeley to bring her home for winter break. Callie Simmer, thank you, man. I appreciate the support, and you're absolutely right. You know, it's even on, I think really on this channel, when I said I was having my first child, a lot of you said it goes by incredibly fast, and I've really taken that to heart, and I try to enjoy every single moment, you know, even if it's not an awesome moment. Someone's got poop on their face and it's getting all over the house and everything seems to be falling apart, but I try to continue to enjoy every single moment because I know those moments are fleeting, and I thank you guys. You're absolutely right. So thank you so much, Callie Simmer. Appreciate you, dude. All right, we're going to slow to 180. We're going to turn right, heading 220. We're going to arm the approach. All right, final approach course, glide path, apparently, because I don't know how to set up an ILS, but that's fine. We're getting ready to go to our extend speed. Let's get the slats out. I'll be needing to pick up more trips, says Romulus. I know, dude. I'll be streaming less with 3 kids, probably. More trips will be flown. Will you be flying the Aerosoft 330 once it comes out? Of course, man. 40K subscribers approaching fast. Hope to see some special that. Oh, yeah, Kanupke. In due time, my friend. In due time. All right, we're coming right. 240. Oh, do I need... I don't need a VOR load button. We'll do that. That's fine. We'll do final approach glide path. I can see the airport. I'm just going to hand fly it in anyway because that seems a little bit more fun in this airplane. Let's go ahead and extend flaps 5. When both your daughters get older, time to take them up for a discovery flight. No doubt about it, Jeremy. No doubt about it. For ILS set locator freaks at final approach heading, VOR loc to get localizer approach go to lights. Oh, so if I hit this, oh boy, now I really did it. Now it didn't capture. Shoot. No, come back, come back, come back, come back. Final approach course. Definitely S turning around. Oh well. Let's do this. Let's go legs. Direct to Martin. Execute. And then we'll reset that. Arm the approach. Final approach course, glide path. We're single channel. That's fine. What is happening here? Why are we... There we go. Yeah, but see, I wonder why this says glide path and final approach course instead of localizer and glide slope. There's something I must be doing wrong. Because this is basically an RNAV setup here. Alright, we're flaps 5, manual brakes. I guess in Boeing's they always do auto brakes, so we'll do that. We'll do auto brake 1. We're looking good though. Discovery Flight 320 with IEs. I took my first child. She flew with me when she was, oh man, just maybe 6-8 months old. Took her up in the cockpit. It's pretty cool. Captain Geo. Good to see you, my friend. When are we getting the 4090 asking for a friend? Hey, man. After, probably after the third kid, you know. It's, I'm having I think the child is going to be, well, I don't know. Maybe I should get my 4090 before the third kid comes, right? That way I, you know, instead of having to wait for it after, I should just get it beforehand. Say, sorry. Now frequencies are set. We're 268. I didn't set 268 on this side. Maybe that has something to do with it. Let me set 268 on the FO side. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I've noticed this happening to me, and I'm pretty positive it's because I am doing something not what the airplane likes, which is weird because in my mind, everything that I've done should make it go glide slope loc. We've got the courses, we've got the frequencies selected on both 108.95. We selected the approach. We even selected the approach here. But what if I double it up? Martin 3000, we're looking good. Philly's off the horizon there. Is the ILS tuned on the radios? Yeah, Gustavo, it is. 108.95 on both of them. Final approach course 268 on both of them, and we selected the ILS approach in the box. So I must have missed something though. Init ref even has it here 108.95. So it's got all of them. Barrow 211 is set on the FO side as well. 211 3017. So it's all there. Steven, what's going on, man? Good to see you, dude. Force VOR above the approach button should force the loc. I feel like I did this last time. And this one here? Nada. Altitude hold. It's a Boeing. Where's Flight Deck to Sim? Yeah, where's Flight Deck to Sim on this? It's absolutely stupid. Should have went glide slope. Oh well. As soon as I want to see what happens when it captures, and then we'll just go from there. So here it comes. Let me get the recording on. Let me get the tiller cam on as well here. It's because you didn't make Flight Deck to Sim distance rings. Glide path. Oh well. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and set our final approach speed. Ref is 122. Recording is on. Autopilot is not bound, of course. There it is. Yeah, it is bound. That's good. And screw it. Let's do auto thrust as well. Auto thrust is off. We'll hand fly this sucker down. We should probably get the gear down at some point, huh? There's 2,000 feet, just about. We're going to slow it all the way back. Check close hold. All right, we're gonna remember that. Chris Hawkins, did you try turning off the plane and back on again? I know. That's the most Airbus answer I've heard all day. Let's continue to get flaps in there. I was just here. This is pretty cool. I kind of like flying where I just was in the sim because it looks very realistic. And we landed with a crazy crosswind. FO had the leg. When we flew into Philly, it was 350 at like 2.5. So almost a 90-degree, 25-degree crosswind when we came into Philly. Trim it out. Let's go. Let's continue to get the flaps 30 set. We're looking good. I'm curious now. Oh, we're getting below ref. Power, power, power. Let's go flaps 40. This is the cool part. Man, flaps 40 on the Boeing just looks so cool, man. So cool. Arm spoilers. I have a conflicting binding. Rip. Don't worry about it. We'll manually do it. I must have a conflicting binding. Yeah, because I normally just put it right there in that detent. But something is turning it off. That's right. We'll survive. I'm a survivor. Actually. Screw it. I'm not going to crash the plane because the spoilers aren't on. We'll survive. Let's correct that speed there. A little bit below ref. Man, I feel like 122 is pretty fast for flaps 40. I feel like I got to have a lot of power in there for 122. It might be the Bravo Digital Merc. You're absolutely right. I might have something bound on that. Let's see that glide slope. I thought I was doing better before. A little bit of gust of wind there. It says 4 whites, but we're on the glide path, so I'm going to ride this glide path out here. We'll see what happens.
Approaching minimums.
Glide path is going to bring me a little high. A lot of bit high. Want to be way high. That's alright, we're parking down at the end anyway.
50. 30. 20.
Check.
10.
Close. Hold the attitude. Ooh, butter. Yeah, there's a conflicting binding. For sure. Spoilers. Reverse green. I don't even know if that's a call out. There's 70 knots. So yeah, there's something that's bound that's not letting me arm. That's cross binding. Just legal. I think that was just legal. I think we caught it. I think we hit that touchdown zone. So in real life, that taxiway down there is actually closed. That's why you always check the NOTAMs. Oh, there's a truck here waiting for us. How wonderful. I'm going to turn inside of this truck just because I don't think I can physically go straight into it and live with myself. I'll double back. There's a Delta over there. Kilo. Man, I wish we... Is there a good Philly? Let's go ahead and clean it up. Spoilers are retracted. Flaps are coming up. We'll leave the lights on for the replay here. Sky Chef is protesting. They must be in labor negotiations. It was a 228? Yeah. I believe it. I probably flared a little too early and just kind of chunked it. I didn't make the news though, AJ, indeed. Alright, let's go up here. I really wish we had a nice Philadelphia though. We'll go in here. We'll go park over here next to this Delta. Park right next to him. Actually, I don't know if we'll fit. The way these lines are painted. We'll give it a shot. I don't know if we're gonna... We might... Yeah, we're definitely not gonna fit there with him there, but... do our best. Yeah, it might actually work out. We'll be close. Oh, I forgot. I gotta do the stupid pedal thing. Pedals down first. Brakes are set. That's crazy to me. So in real life, you still, like in the 737 in 2022, you still have to press on the brake pedals before you set the parking brake. That, to me, just blows my mind. I mean, that's like going straight back to like 172 days. Oh, we'll go ahead and stop the recording. It's been going on forever. Did I crash in Lima with a fire truck? No, Pascal. Oh, did I see it? Yes, I did. Very sad. Very sad. All right, we'll disconnect from VATSIM. We'll jump into replay mode. Oh, I forgot to extend flaps. Oh, we're still good. Let's drop the flaps down. I think we were like flaps... probably, yeah, 5 or 10 when we started the replay. Machine gun parking brake, yeah. You think I was outside the touchdown zone? Let's see. I'll put a poll in here right now. Let's see. Who's going to be right? Was I inside or outside? It was close. Let's jump into replay. Let's see how we did here. We'll let it load in for a sec. We'll just watch it from here. Let the flaps start coming down. Have I tried Coquito? It's like a Ignox, like difference. James, I have not. Where is that? Where would I find that? I'll be curious, because I do love eggnog. I'll be curious to try something similar that's not eggnog. Man, look at it. That's what I'm talking about, though. Flaps 40. Look how cool that is. Just, they look like brick walls. The 7.3 is a beautiful airplane. There's no doubt about it. I love my Airbus, but, I mean, the 7.3 is just, that profile, like full flaps. Look at that. Look at that wing flex in there. That looks cool. This part right here, nice pointy nose. It looks good. That looks juicy. Oh, look at that coming into Philly. I guess I should have just followed the Pappies. I tried to follow the glide path right here, and it was definitely brought me in high. We had a nice 15-knot crosswind there for sure. All right. 69% of you, we'll end it there. 69% of you think I did. 31% say no. Let's see. Would I fly the 7.3 if given the opportunity? Dub, I would fly the 7.3 if that's what paid me the best and gave me the best schedule. That's all that matters to me. The plane itself is the last part of the equation. It's all about the schedule, the quality of life, and the associated pay rate with the airframe. So for me right now, that's narrow body Airbus, and I cannot complain, my friend. All right, we'll see. We were definitely high, no doubt about it, but I think I was able, with that flaps 40, we were able to come right down Right there, a little bit of an Airbus flare. Ooh, okay, we're just about to touch down. Oh, one stripe left. One stripe left. Oh, yeah. That was legal. That was like my FO's landing. Barely legal. That's a good call sign. Barely legal. Actually, no, that disregard. That's not. That could be taken way out of the context that I was intending for it to be. Good grief. All right, let's watch a few more and get out of here. Guys. I gotta get off. I'm still recovering from my eggnog last night. All right. You guys, I just want to take a minute. Every single one of you guys, congratulations, the donations, the support. Alexander Bellini coming in with $100 dono as well. A couple other massive donos in there. I just honestly, from the bottom of my heart, guys, and the V1 family, I truly, truly thank you. You guys make this content possible, and it's just absolutely awesome to be part of this community and have the support that I have from you guys. So with that being said, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today on this Monday afternoon Boeing stream. I think we might do another yoke stream. I don't know if it'll be a Boeing. We might hop in on the 146, but I'm kind of itching for that Phoenix. I miss my Phoenix. I need to get back in the Phoenix. Oh, look at the water there on the river. That's beautiful. Until the next time, you guys stay safe, stay healthy. See yous in chat. I'll catch you guys later this week. See ya!
Approaching minimums. Minimums. One hundred. 50. 30. 20. 10.